Hi, I'm Carole James, Leader of the Opposition. This spring, the BC Legislature returns to work, and there's a lot to do. BC's forest industry is in crisis. Healthcare is getting worse. And costs are rising for everything from hydro rates to transit fares. I believe our government should have only one goal. It should care about one thing above all else: how to make life better for everyday British Columbians. The people who do the work, who pay the taxes, who care for their kids and who support their parents. But Gordon Campbell has other priorities. Sure, he makes big promises, but he doesn't deliver. You may recall a few years ago, Mr. Campbell used a throne speech to rename the interior the Heartlands, and he promised a bright future for the forest industry. Today, forest communities are facing the worst economic crisis in generations, with mills closing and thousands of jobs lost. A few years later, Mr. Campbell promised action to improve health care, a conversation on health, he called it. Today, that conversation has been forgotten, and health care is getting worse, particularly for seniors. And last year, the Premier returned from vacation to say climate change was his most important priority. 12 months later, the only concrete thing we can expect from Mr. Campbell is a new and very steep gas tax. The truth is, Gordon Campbell has a big idea for almost everything, but a concrete plan for next to nothing. As I travel the province, here are some of the things that people talk to me about: healthcare, their jobs, the schools in their neighborhoods, the strain on their pocketbooks. A few weeks ago, I was at a SkyTrain station in Vancouver, talking with commuters about high transit fares. I heard story after story about how hard it is to make ends meet, with costs going through the roof. And every day, people write and call me about hydro and ICBC rate increases. These are the things that people want their government to focus on. I share those priorities. And today, I lead a new NDP. We're not about to change the things that work. I believe in competitive taxes, a good business climate, and balanced budgets. But I also believe that to keep our economy growing, we must ensure that all British Columbians see the benefit of growth, not just some British Columbians. That's where Gordon Campbell and I differ. His BC is a more divided province, with the middle class caught in a squeeze. Prosperity for the few, a more difficult struggle for everyone else. That's why in this legislative session, I'll be looking past the Premier's rhetoric to see what practical steps he takes to make life better for everyday British Columbians. Will Gordon Campbell finally build the 5,000 long-term care beds he promised 7 years ago? Will he return softwood lumber duties to forest communities so they can plan for their future? Will Gordon Campbell help families make ends meet by raising the minimum wage and keeping hydro and ICBC affordable? These are the questions I'll have for the Premier. With economic storm clouds gathering and the cost of living rising, British Columbians need a Premier and a government that puts you and your family first. A common-sense Premier who wakes up every day to work to make life better for everyday British Columbians. Gordon Campbell doesn't get that. My priority is you, and I can promise you that this session, I'll fight every day to make the government put you first. Thank you for watching.